And an otter. Yeah, the otter was the tragic one. Stop nibbling my feet. Ah!
This week's Weird Wednesday is brought to you by the Ghost Wreck Files of the Titanic. Hey guys, and welcome to this week's Weird Wednesday, and we do have a very weird show this week, so let's get straight on to it. So a woman catches a fish and then goes straight into labour. So fishing is a big part of Lacey Caston's life. So on Mother's Day, she went fishing with her husband and her firstborn on Lake Superior. On her first, or sort of one of her first bites on Saturday morning was a big one, a 54-inch long lake sturgeon to be more precise. If that's a decent sized sturgeon. Yeah, we're metric over here, so I don't know what 54 inches, but it's big.
Hold on, let me know. I won't go there.
After spending some time, Lacey finally reeled the fish in, took a picture, and then released it back into the lake. Well done.
Yes,
that's good. During her fight, reeling the fish in, her water actually broke, and she started going to labour. So Aaron, the husband, went to go
Aaron!
Aaron? What did I say?
Aaron. It's Aaron.
Aaron. There's
Aaron.
So the husband sort of rushed to the front, went to start the boat, but the engine didn't start.
Yes. It's like, honey, you might be having this baby on the boat.
Here's a paddle. I'll get the other side.
Yeah, come on, put some effort into it, love.
So after some time, Aaron got the boat going and went straight to the hospital where Lacey gave birth. Was this a hospital on the lake?
Yeah,
the lakeside
thing. They just was like, right, chucked into the lake, went swimming.
So Lacey gave birth to a baby girl called Bella.
I should have called it Ariel.
Ariel. Named it after the sturgeon.
Yeah.
So now, if that isn't an advert to people who are overdue to go fishing, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I suppose it's quite good because you kind of.
Well, that's what it is. I think it was. She was a couple of days overdue anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, the motion of pulling this big 54-inch.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
Like 9 months pregnant. I want to go fishing.
Yeah.
Especially on Mother's Day.
Yeah, Mother's Day. Apparently, it's a big thing for the family. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. There you go, guys. Anyway, so that's one angry otter. So a Scottish forestry manager has filmed himself being chased down all the way back to his car by an angry otter. Rory, which is an awesome name by the way, was just having a nice peaceful walk until he came across this otter on the tarmac.
Dum dum dum.
Oh my god. And then the otter then decided to, start nibbling at his beach,
That's
just
cute.
Bit friendly and all that sort of thing. And then it continued, and then, basically after about a minute or so, Rory decided, actually, I think it's going for my toes. I think it wants to, eat me, basically. Zombievers, that movie. So anyway, Rory decided to leave, but the otter decided that it was going to follow him. So in order to try and lose the otter, he started to run. He was running away from an otter.
Yeah.
Never run.
No.
Never run from a beaver.
Climb a tree.
Otter, yeah, climb a tree. No, you can't do that. So, because in a couple of hours, they would have gnawed at the bottom. And then you'll be in... Do otters have dams? I don't think they do.
No, that's beavers.
Yeah, otters, beavers. Anyway, so followed his car, managed to get into his car where he can escape. Rory told the BBC that the otter had massive teeth, and if it wasn't for his boots, he might have gotten one of his toes. It's an otter. It's an otter. Anyway, sea people, otters are all nice, but on the inside, they are beasts.
Dangerous, man.
It's not like that's the scene out of Finding Dory where they're all hugging.
Oh.
I mean, when I went to the Vancouver Aquarium, which is in ropey times at the moment, you go and see the otters, they're all hugging each other and they're all swimming, it's all cute, but really...
Behind the scenes, they're feeding people.
Yep, they want your toes.
Like a Bond villain, slowly lowering you down.
No.
So this one's quite big in the news right now. This is about the sea lion snatcher.
Or Taken 5.
Yeah, a little girl was...
Shouldn't joke, it's a poor little girl.
It's a teaser trailer for the Taken film.
Liam Neeson underwater.
A little girl was left traumatized when a sea lion snatched her from the edge of a pier and dragged her into the water. So now it's no doubt that you've seen the video. Of course, it's gone viral. It's all over. Tourists were filming the sea lion, who at the time was just looking for fish at Stevenson Fisher and Wharf in Richmond, BC. When the seal jumps out and grabs the little girl, pulls her into the water. He lets go of her straight away, but as soon as she falls into the water, a man jumps in. We presume dad or grandfather or just innocent bystander jumps in to help her out, fully clothed. They get her straight out, but the little girl was feeding the sea lion breadcrumbs, and it got a bit too close. It kind of took a look at her white dress as she sat down on the side and just went woof, pulled her straight in. It's
well, I mean,
it's a wild animal.
The thing is, like, you're feeding it. The problem is, everyone's like, oh, you know, they're too accustomed to like it being like in a zoo or something where it's tame. Like, it is a wild animal, as you say. It got playful. It's very comfortable. You're feeding it.
Yep.
You know, it literally, like, the whole thing of everyone's like, oh my god, the seal wanted to eat. It's like, no, it just wanted to play. They're very inquisitive, intelligent, playful characters. I mean, you know, when you go diving, I've seen the clips of, you know, nibbling at your fins and stuff like that. They just want to play.
That's it.
You know.
They don't understand that, we don't hold our breaths as good as they do.
Yeah, and as well, like, the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, it's like, the drasticness is like, whoa, because it proper, like, literally, within a second, she's gone, it's proper quick. And, like, everyone's obviously very shocked by it. But it's kind of a bit of a dramatisation. Everyone's like, oh my god! Like, the kids, literally, like, the camera follows it. So, snatches the little girl, literally, pulls her in, lets go, he swims off.
Yeah.
She's in the water and was like, oh my god, and the kids just kind of sat there going,
that's not so bad.
Yeah,
Straight out of the
I'm just
water.
wet. Yeah, and then when the granddad or whoever jumps in, submerges her even more for a bit. That was just as bad as the sea lion. But yeah, no, it's...
Yeah, it's natural for them. But more recent reports have been coming in where sea lions have been attacking humans aggressively.
Oh my god! Again, playfulness.
They're wild animals.
Yep.
Just be sensible.
If anything, it's humans' fault, not the sea lion's fault.
Yeah, just be sensible.
Yeah.
So now, before we continue with our next story, we just want to give a massive shout out to this week's sponsor, which is our very own brand, Simply Scuba.
How convenient.
So a hot sale over the past month has been the Simply Scuba changing mat. So it's basically a tough water resistance mat that you can protect your feet and your equipment and your car, more importantly, at the dive site.
Yes.
So all you have to do after your dive is stand on the changing mat, take your suit off, and then pull up the cords, and everything's contained inside. It means that you don't get sort of just little stones and grit and all sorts in your wetsuit, and it's also handy for getting changed into your wetsuit, because the last thing you want to do is put your boots on with sand and grit all over your feet, because then it's just going to rub. So to find out more about the changing mat, click on the link in the description below, or this little card that's popped up above us. There
you go. That's our first sponsor video. Thank you very much, Simply Scuba, who is us. Cool, so fish bladder fuels poaching. So Mark, how much would you spend on a fish bladder?
I don't know, a couple of quid.
Couple of quid? Yeah. Well,
they're not good for much.
Well, yeah, they're good. You can make a pouch out of it. Balloon. Kids balloon.
Worst kids balloon.
Dried out fish bladder. Yummy. Well, in the Chinese port of Shantou, hopefully I said that properly, people are buying fish bladders for $30,000. $30,000. Even though this trade is highly illegal in China, which is,
that's saying something.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently if you're caught, you can get really heavy fines or even jail times. But poachers are still going to do it. So this is because of the Chinese culture. They believe that the bladder of the goldfish Mao, again, I don't know if I've pronounced that word, has life-saving properties, apparently. So this fish bladder has life-saving properties. So these bladders are a hot ticket on the black market.
Fine aspirin.
No, I want a fish bladder dried up, crunched up, in my morning tea with my shark fin and
ibuprofen.
The tears of a dodo. That's what, and then my headache will go for at least 5 minutes. Anyway, so the government are now trying to, they do daily checks on this marketplace where they sell the bladders, but traders have got so good at hiding them that sadly it doesn't look like they're going to stop. So government can't even find them. The government know that they're there, they know that they're selling it. Why they don't just shut it down and then move the market? But then I guess that's going to affect other trades. Yeah, it's a weird for one bladder, $30,000.
Yeah, that can't just be a normal goldfish.
No, goldfish whatever that is. But, if not, just go to Pets at Home. They got loads of goldfish. Get them for £1. Dry them out.
Profit margin.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a really good, like a 10,000% profit margin or something ridiculous like that. $30,000 for a bladder.
Straight. So here's some footage of a diver getting his fish cleaned.
His fish cleaned?
His teeth cleaned by a fish. So we all hate the dentist, but rather than head to the dentist chair, Russian Vitaly Bazarov plunged 100 feet, 30 meters, into the sea and allowed fish to clean his teeth. Vitaly removes his regulator and the fish just come up and start cleaning his teeth. Little wrasse, you see them, the sort of blue streak cleaner wrasse. Normally you see them around the kind of larger fish, but if you're still enough and you take your regulator out, they come around and they'll clean things.
He must have had really bad breath. He's just like, let's go! They just smell it on him.
So the fish at first started just nibbling his lips. So then he takes out his regulator and they start nibbling at his teeth and all the plaque.
I mean, I get it. It's part of nature, but...
The type of fish that were cleaning his teeth are called cleaner fish. Loser. So in a way, they were doing their job. It's just on sort of humans rather than a shark or turtle. We used to find there was this one sort of spot of coral that had little cleaner shrimp, and if you just put your hands out, they give you a little manicure. They were quite cool. They would just sort of eat the little dead things. Yeah. And they used to like little cuts. If you had a cut, they swarm around that and just kind of eat the stuff around it. It's a bit freaky, but it's cool.
Okay, cool. Scuba divers on Viagra. Mm-hmm. So, swimming-induced pulmonary edema occurs when diving in cold water, It's very common with healthy individuals and very commonly known with triathletes. So it's not something that the fat scuba diver is about, just pushing yourself a bit too much, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's kind of when you're around, because they see it in a lot of I think it's like Navy divers or something. People that are in and around water around your airways. I think it's basically just water getting into your lungs.
It's just messing you up. Yeah. But if you were to take, I can't even pronounce this.
Sildenafil, more commonly known as Viagra.
Oh man, you just jumped that. So yeah, So if you take one of those, Viagra, before you dive, apparently this is gonna help with that. And can you please scroll up?
There you go.
Thank you very much. It can reduce or prevent the swimming-induced pulmonary edema. So they have tested this on several people, different ages, different genders, and it seems to do the trick, which is great. So if you're going to push yourself and that sort of thing, it's a really good thing. Just make sure you have some extra room in your wetsuit and dry suit for comfort.
Yeah,
it's going to be a bit awkward.
Yeah,
I can't. God damn it, because you have to take it an hour before, so when you put your wetsuit on or your dry suit on, you're gonna be at full mast.
And then you get down, so your dry suit's gonna squeeze.
So fine for women, mate. Okay, that's fine for ladies, maybe, but because I did test it on ladies and it worked fine. But men, I don't know. It'll be like that Family Guy when they're wearing their suit of armour and the hot lady comes in. It goes ding, 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 and then it goes to the other guy and it's just silent. Ding! It's going to be like that, but for scuba diving. You're just not going to hear a ding, you're just going to hear a... Anyway.
On that note, it's time to end the show. We're ending it on a high note.
Still, I'm just thinking of guys kind of floating in the water. Do you reckon it's going to put a bit of drag?
Yeah, trying to swim through like a small porthole. Oh no.
Oh no. Who would have thought, man? Viagra's brilliant.
If you haven't seen it yet, why not watch last week's Scuba Tube by clicking that link above us. Thanks for watching, guys, and safe diving.
And be careful with Viagra.
Yeah, just pay attention.
Yes.